The Dispatch Broadcast Group has policies and procedures in place in order to foster a positive work environment and ensure that all employees are aware of our expectations of them as an employee of the company. Throughout its existence, the Dispatch Broadcast Group has conducted its business with integrity and in accordance with the highest ethical standards. It is important for you to remember that you represent the company and that you should use good judgment, common sense, and abide by the policies that have been put in place for your safety and the continued growth of the company. At-will statement. Merit employees are covered under the At-will Employment Clause, which states your employment and compensation may be terminated with or without cause at any time, for any reason, at your option or the option of the Dispatch Broadcast Group. No representative of the company other than the president or general manager has the authority to enter into any employment agreement or any agreement contrary to the foregoing. Please see the Employee Handbook for more information on employment at will. EEO Policy. It is the policy of our company to provide equal employment opportunity to all qualified individuals without regard to their race, color, religion, national origin, age, sex, marital status, disability, military status, citizenship, or any other legally protected status in accordance with acceptable local, state, and federal law in all phases of employment, including but not limited to recruitment, evaluation, selection, promotion, compensation, training, and termination. Please see the Employee Handbook for the complete EEO policy. Sexual harassment and anti-harassment policy. The Dispatch Broadcast Group is committed to maintaining a work environment free of discrimination. We will not tolerate harassment of employees by anyone. Harassment includes unwelcome conduct, whether verbal, physical, or visual, that is based upon a person's sex, color, race, religion, national origin, age, physical or mental disability, or other protected group status. Inappropriate conduct such as this will be considered harassment if it affects tangible job benefits, interferes with an individual's work performance, or creates an intimidating, hostile, or offensive working environment. Sexual harassment is conduct based on sex, whether directed toward a person of the opposite or same sex, and may include explicit sexual propositions, sexual innuendo, suggestive comments, sexually oriented kidding or teasing, practical jokes, and physical contact. If you feel that you have experienced or witnessed harassment, you should notify the Human Resources Department, your department head, or your general manager. The Dispatch Broadcast Group forbids retaliation against anyone for reporting harassment or cooperating in an investigation. It is the policy of Dispatch Broadcast Group to investigate all complaints thoroughly and promptly. The company will keep all complaints as confidential as possible. If an investigation confirms that a violation has occurred, the Dispatch Broadcast Group will take corrective disciplinary action up to and including termination. Please see the Employee Handbook for the complete sexual and anti-harassment policy. Drug and alcohol policy. In order to maintain a safe, productive work environment, employees are prohibited from using, possessing, buying, selling, manufacturing, or dispensing illegal drugs, being under the influence of alcohol or illegal drugs, or possessing or consuming alcohol while working, operating company vehicles, or on company premises. Employees may be tested for drugs or alcohol under any of the following circumstances: pre-employment, reasonable suspicion, post-accident, if the employee is driving a company vehicle or operating company equipment. Follow-up. An employee can be tested at any time for up to 3 years following a previous violation or company-sponsored treatment. Random. If an employee is responsible for operating company-owned vehicles, additional testing is required for drivers of company vehicles requiring a commercial driver's license. If an employee tests positive for illegal drugs or alcohol, his or her employment may be terminated. Please see the Employee Handbook for the complete drug and alcohol policy. Driver safety policy. Employees who operate company-owned vehicles or who regularly operate personal vehicles as part of his or her job duties are subject to the driver's safety policy. Motor vehicle records may be requested periodically for those employees who operate company vehicles or use their own personal vehicles during the course of employment. Employees who operate company-owned vehicles may be randomly selected for drug and alcohol testing. Please see Human Resources for a copy of the complete driver safety policy. Payola Plugola. Based on the station's FCC licensure, employees must comply with Federal Communication Commission's regulations related to payola and plugola. Employees are prohibited from receiving payment or consideration for the broadcast of any material. Employees are prohibited from promoting a business that he or she has a personal interest in. Gifts should be returned or declined when the value is in excess of $25 or the gesture is more than appropriate. Please see the Employee Handbook for additional information related to payola and plugola. Conflicts of interest. Personal financial interests or those of a family member should not conflict with the best interests of the Dispatch Broadcast Group or our parent company and should not interfere with your ability to carry out duties. Employees are encouraged to notify the General Manager of any intended outside employment so that it can be determined in advance whether any conflicts exist. Each request will be handled on its own merits and will be approved if the work does not conflict with the employee's position or efficiency of the station or business. Consult the General Manager if you're unsure whether a possible conflict of interest with your job may exist. Please see the Employee Handbook for the complete conflict of interest policy. Smoking policy. Smoking is not prohibited in any company facility or company-owned or leased vehicle. This policy applies to all employees, clients, consultants, contractors, and visitors. Compliance with the policy is mandatory. To support compliance, we have posted no smoking signs, including information for reporting violations at all building entrances. Please see Human Resources or refer to the Employee Handbook for any questions regarding this policy. Family, Domestic, and Relationship Policy. Dispatch Broadcast Group is committed to providing an environment that is safe, secure, and free from threats, intimidation, violence, and abuse. We have resources available to assist with concerns related to family, domestic, or relationship abuse. Our goal is to provide a supportive, resourceful, and non-judgmental environment that eases the concerns of employees faced with abusive and violent situations. The company has a zero-tolerance policy for situations involving abuse, violence, or threats. The company will not tolerate threats, direct or implied, physical contact that results in harm to people or property, possession of weapons on premises, company-sponsored events, or in company vehicles, intimidating conduct or harassment that disrupts the work environment or prevents someone from performing their job duties, inappropriate use of company equipment or resources, including but not limited to phones, cell phones, computer systems, fax machines, email, company vehicles, work time, etc., all involved in threatening or harassing another individual, and any other action deemed by the company to jeopardize the safety of our employees or another individual. Should you experience a situation or become aware of a situation involving a colleague or coworker, you should immediately seek the support of Human Resources, the Corporate Security Department, or your immediate supervisor. The Dispatch Broadcast Group is partnered with the Columbus Coalition Against Family Violence to provide a wealth of services to our employees in supporting them through these difficult situations. See Human Resources with any questions relating to this policy. Safety and security. Safety expectations. The Dispatch Broadcast Group encourages safety in the workplace. Security personnel are on duty or on call 24 hours a day. The mission of the Security Department is to ensure the safety and security of every employee while providing service and support. Security personnel are trained in CPR and first aid and can assist you along with other emergency personnel in case of an emergency. If you are involved in or witness an accident during working hours or on company property, please report it to your supervisor as soon as possible, whether injuries occur or not. Your supervisor will determine if the completion of an accident report is necessary and will initiate any paperwork relating to insurance, workers' compensation, or related programs. Any unsafe conditions should be immediately reported to your supervisor and/or the security department. Weapons policy. It is forbidden to bring weapons, firearms, or explosives onto company property. Communications. Communications and intranet. The Dispatch Broadcast Group strives to maintain an open atmosphere that encourages the expression of ideas, suggestions, and opinions. Be sure to log on to the intranet as soon as possible. The intranet contains a variety of information that you will use in your position, including company directory, news, policies, forms, as well as many applications used in conducting business. We will attempt to keep you well informed of the company's policies, programs, and goals. Communication will be provided through many vehicles such as the intranet, email, and occasionally letters sent to your home. Use of electronic communication systems. Your computer hardware and software, voicemail, and internet access are to be used for business purposes only. There should be no expectation that any message, file, or information transmitted over or stored on these systems will be private. Please refer to your handbook for the complete policy. Personal websites and web blogs or blogs deserve special mention. Dispatch Broadcast Group recognizes the rights of employees to use personal websites and weblogs or blogs when not at work or in the workplace. If you choose to identify yourself as an employee of Dispatch Broadcast Group, or if you are known to be an employee of Dispatch Broadcast Group, it is necessary to adhere to the following guidelines. Make it clear that the views expressed do not necessarily reflect the views of Dispatch Broadcast Group. Do not disclose any confidential information. Uphold the Dispatch Broadcast Group's value of respect. Be careful not to let blogging or activities related to personal websites interfere with your job or client commitments. If blogging or personal website activity is seen as compromising the company, Dispatch Broadcast Group may request a cessation of such commentary, as the employee may be subject to counseling and potentially disciplinary action. See the handbook for the complete policy. Benefits and pay. Pay period and direct deposit. You are paid bi-weekly for the preceding 2-week period and will receive your pay on Friday. In the event your normal payday is a holiday, you'll receive your check on the preceding weekday. For your convenience, we offer direct deposit of your paycheck to the banking institution of your choice. You will need to complete a direct deposit form and attach all appropriate documentation to take advantage of this benefit. Your first 90 days. Once you've completed your first 90 days, if you're a full-time or part-time over 20-hour employee, many of your benefits will become effective. You'll receive your first performance evaluation after 90 days. Your supervisor will provide feedback on the areas in which you are meeting or exceeding standards, as well as any areas that need improvement. At this time, your supervisor may set goals for you to accomplish during your first year. Promotions and transfers. You are eligible for consideration for a promotion or transfer provided you have at least 1 year in your current job and your performance meets standards. Job openings are posted on the company's intranet. You are encouraged to contact Human Resources for career advice or assistance in preparing for other positions within the Dispatch Broadcast Group or affiliated businesses. Personnel records. Your personnel file is an extremely important part of your employment record with the company. You are encouraged to keep your file up to date with any change in address, phone number, marital status, number of dependents, emergency contact information, or other pertinent information. Please contact the Human Resources Department to change any of this information. Benefits. The company provides a competitive benefits package, including medical, dental, and vision plans, flexible spending accounts, life insurance and AD&D, short and long-term disability, employee assistance program, tuition assistance, adoption benefits, 401k plan, paid time off, college savings plan, U.S. savings bonds, and employee discounts. Wellness. The company has wellness initiatives in place to encourage healthy lifestyles. Please look for wellness-related information on the inside and on the wellness board at your location. Handbook. We have provided you with an employee handbook to serve as a useful resource concerning Dispatch Broadcast Group policies and procedures, general benefits information, and the overall Dispatch Broadcast Group environment. Please see the handbook for complete details of all policies and procedures. The handbook is meant to act as a guideline only, and all questions or concerns should be directed to your supervisor or to the Human Resources Department. Your Human Resources representative will now continue this orientation session and will be available to answer any questions that you may have. Again, welcome to the Dispatch Broadcast Group. We're happy to have you on our team and wish you much success in your employment with our company.